We don't run from the truth. We don't fake the healing. We feel it. It's a revolution now, and you're invited. Heal that shit, don't hold it in. Rip the Band-Aid, let it begin. Truth gets loud when you stop the lie. We cry, we rise and testify. Heal that shit, don't hold it in. Heal that shit, don't hold it in. Rip the Band-Aid, let it begin. Truth gets loud when you stop the lie. We cry, we rise and testify. Life unfiltered, scars and all. Break that cycle, tear down the wall. Accountable, raw, and full of light. We healing out loud and we doing it right. Heal that shit, don't hold it in.
Hey, heal that shit,
Heal that
don't
shit,
hold
don't hold
it.
it in.
Glory. Yes, indeed.
Amen.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. That song does it to me
Okay.
every single time.
Same. It's a vibe. It's a bop. For sure. For sure. So what up, y'all? Hey, what up? Welcome to Life Unfiltered. Heal that shit. This is where we're taking everything that we learned in 2025 and we are amplifying it for a new year of transformation. Y'all, this is more than a podcast at this point. This is a revolution in healing. So whether you are a longtime listener or this is your very first episode, get ready for some life-changing conversations.
Yes, indeed, because we've learned something powerful over the last year and some. When we share our truth, we give others permission to do the same. We've created this space here for the truth seekers, the change agents, and anyone ready to do the work. Because let's be honest, real change happens when we stop hiding and we start healing. So here we go. Here we go.
So whether you are here to work through your own journey or you are wanting to learn from ours, either way, you're in the right place because we're ready to get real, get deep, and most importantly, get some results.
That's right. So buckle up, strap in, grab your favorite drink, and let's heal this shit together.
Yes. So my name is Kimberland Jackson. I am an educational advocate, activist, and consultant, visionary and motivational speaker, a virtual producer, and network executive. I am a scientist. I feel like I need to say that more frequently because y'all out here create narratives. I'm a scientist, y'all. Relax. Okay. Science is a thing. Is the thing. I'm also the founder of Intuitive Melanated Life Coaching, where we help people deepen their personal relationship with God to understand their unique design and purpose in order to positively impact the world. I'm also a professional frolicker, currently living in Medellin, Colombia, and I am a host and podcast producer and excited to be here with you today.
Okay, fan. Okay. Yeah. Where them fans at? Girl.
Listen, I finally got me a clacker, girl.
Girl. Ooh, Auntie showing out with her fan. Yes, indeed.
And be neat to use it too. It's very practical. Amen. Praise God.
Yes, indeed. Well, my name is Bianca Goolsby. I am a digital strategist, a consultant, an education activist, and a certified snitch.
Snitch.
Yes, indeed. I am an investigator and a receipt collector. So there's that. And you better put some respect on my name because I'm telling you, I'm snitching. Okay. I am the founder of Teaching for the Culture, where we transform, we empower, we advocate, we coach, and we heal. I am also an intuitive melanated life coach and a digital nomad currently working and traveling wherever there's Wi Fi. And currently, my feet are planted in Santa Marta, Colombia. My purpose is to empower others to find their own path to freedom and fulfillment because life is life in, people are people in, and whoo child, it is a lot going on. Okay. In this space here, we operate by the three keys. Okay.
I was about to say you
Account
didn't give yourself your air horns, but there they were.
that it is. That it is. Because in this space here, we operate by three keys, and that is accountability, transparency, and integrity. And it is very, very important that we stay true to these principles and to honor what words mean. Before we go further, we want to make sure that we are setting the foundation so that you know what you can expect from us and also share what we expect from you. Okay? So, what you can expect from us to honor the three keys, we're going to speak freely and we're going to cuss if and when we feel like it. So, the reason why we're saying this is because maybe you have little listeners, maybe you need to put some headphones, some AirPods, maybe not, that's your business, but we are going to speak freely in this space. And boy, I got some things that I need to say. And what we can expect from you, hate speech, hate comments, not over here. We proudly serve in the Block and Be Blessed ministry. And the ministry somehow continues to get longer and longer because people try it. Okay? We want you to engage with intention or get escorted to the block pew. Your choice, but we want you to go on this journey with us. We are not the expert in all things. We are facilitating these important conversations, but the things that we are experts in, you better pay attention because we're dropping some knowledge and dropping some facts. And we've been doing that for 3 seasons now. Okay? And we want you to participate in this journey and bring people with you because together we are committed to doing the work to heal.
Amen. So we want to make sure that you all know how to interact with us when you are in this space. And one of the ways that you're able to do that is through the use of emojis. We have our collective emoji for the Heal That Shit universe. That is the heart with the bandage wrapped around it. So anytime that you are resonating with something that we're saying, anytime you want to say something, but you don't quite know what to say, you can always drop that heart with the bandage wrapped around it into the chat or into the comments. It reads to us like you're sending us a lot of love and you're saying, hey, I'm with you here in this space. Okay. In addition to our collective emoji, we also have individual emojis. So my emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. The sunflower, because it is yellow, it reminds me of the sun, it brings me joy. And when sunflowers can't find the sun, they turn towards each other. And that is something that I am intentional in doing in my spaces and in my community. Sunflowers are also the symbol for invisible disabilities. And as someone who is neurodivergent and figuring out what that means more and more every single day, I'm becoming a fierce advocate for those of us who live with things that you may not be able to see on the surface. And the crayon is my other emoji because there was a time in my life where everything was very black and white and gray. And I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. And that means that I am being intentional in the colors and the joy and finding joy at a soul level and plants and the things that really just make my spirit feel alive. And so those are my emojis. Will you please tell them yours, ma'am?
Yes, indeed. I always smile when you're like, and I'm going to color the fuck out this life. And I'm like, yes, girl, color the fuck out this shit. Yes, indeed. So my emojis is the teddy bear with the hands that form the heart. And it is feeling much better. So I am in my armor, baby. I feel really, really good. Got my hat on. I'm wrapped in my teddy bear goodness. Okay. I have a lot of love to give and a lot of love to receive. Love is the highest frequency. And I'm a teddy bear. And actually, there's a new addition to the family that I can't wait to share with you, Kimberly. Also, the hands that form the heart, okay? I was telling y'all how important this icon, this emoji is for me. And dealing with the complexities of heart failure and having a pacemaker and just dealing with the ebbs and flows of that every single day, it has made me just be reminded of how precious life is and to be intentional with your heart and your stress. And like I advocated in the last episode, protecting your peace is everything because stress is a silent killer. And I will continue to amplify that and to share my story in hopes that other people out there can be mindful of their stress level and how they're maneuvering in the world, because it is important, because there's only one you. So those are my emojis: the teddy bear and the hands that form the heart.
Yes, I love that you are back in uniform. Now that you got some air conditioning, huh? You like, girl, I could be snug it out. I love that for you in
Girl,
Santa
the air
Barbara.
is blowing. You hear me?
Yes.
I'm in the shade. You hear me? You can't tell me nothing. You hear me? Okay.
I love that. So, if you all want to see what that looks like, please do make your way over to YouTube. If you are listening right now in the audio world, we are live on YouTube with this live premiere. If you are here for the replay, that's all right too. We welcome you over here, but you're able to see the video feed and all the things that we have going on and give some additional context, to what's happening on our faces. And if you want to listen to us in podcast format, audio only, you can do that at all the places where podcasts are casted, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else that you get your podcasts at. All right. And we want to remind you that we do have a website, wehealthatshit.com. And over there, you're able to join our mailing list. You can get digital resources, free downloads, see the book list that we have, and really start to gird yourself, if you will, with the things that we are curating for the benefit of us figuring out how to heal this shit together. So, let's go ahead and move into our spirit check. And our spirit check is the part of the episode where we take a moment to actually search our spirits and to think about how we are feeling in this present moment, in this present day. And we do that using a color system. Again, if you're watching by video, I'm going to put it here on the screen. If you are listening, I'm going to describe it for you so that you know what we are referring to. So we have 4 colors that represent our spirit check, and we use those in different combinations. And again, we'll model that for you. So the first is green. I'm absolutely wonderful. Life is great. Blue, I'm good. I don't have any complaints. Purple, I'm okay. Things could be better. And yellow, I'm not doing so well. I need support. Okay, so if you are watching again during the live premiere, go ahead and feel free to respond to the poll question and or share your colors in the chat with us. If you're watching this during the replay, you can still share. Okay, so we want you to make a comment and let us know and put the colors into the comments so that we're able to hold space for you as you're figuring out what your spirit looks like. So it's on you today to start us off with our spirit check. And again, we do this in a variety of ways. So we'll see what the configurations and things look like today. So what you got going on?
All right. So check this. I am a very vibrant green lava lamp. Okay. But there are some of the blue, the purple, and the yellow colors that are infused in that, more green than the rest of the colors. They're present. So as things are shifting and moving, you'll see hints of colors popping out with different circumstances. But overall, my spirit right now in this present moment, I am a very vibrant green, and the green is overshadowing some of the other colors. But they are still present, they are still there, and I'm aware that they are present in there.
Okay, so appreciate that lava lamp energy going on in your world. So I feel like I feel kind of slinky ish over here. And primarily blue, like very, very blue. And then I feel like the ends are kind of like purplish, like on the ends. But then when you do the slinky movement, that's where you see the green kind of popping in. Um, in this present moment, I feel pretty stabilized and don't really have very many complaints. But there's definitely a lot that's happening in the world that is giving that purple and that yellow energy on the ends. It's kind of almost like bookends. And then intentionally needing to seek out those green moments to they're there, but we got to kind of dig them out as we're doing the slinky situation. We got to figure out, oh, there it is. Oh, there's green. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. So, yeah. So you all please share with us what that looks like, whether you're a lava lamp, a slinky, a heart painting, a splatter, whatever configuration, polka dots, stripes, it all counts. But please do take a moment to ask yourself what your spirit is feeling like, and then also share that with us in the comments or in the chat so that we can hold space for you. So, having said that, I guess it's for me, yes, to start our transparency moment. And I know we're going to get into this with our main discussion today because in foreshadowing, we're going to talk about our digital footprint and data and stuff today. We're going to be looking at numbers and stuff. But I've really been in a place where I'm trying to get my routines together still. This morning, I was thinking about I probably really need to spend some time with my nighttime routine because I feel like I have not been doing what I was supposed to do. Okay, I ain't been doing it. I told myself that I was going to get off my phone at 11 o'clock. I ain't been doing that. I'm supposed to be asleep by 1 a.m. I ain't been doing that either. Things are just very kind of all over the place. And I really feel like I need to figure out what I actually need so that I can put those things in place and then figure out how to stick with them. Because I don't really have a bedtime routine right now. Like, it don't. I wind up in bed at some point, and most days I turn the lights off. Some days I don't. Like, it's just very much almost like, oh, I'm so exhausted by the day, I'm passing out. More so than it's such and such a time. It's time for this to happen. So I have said to myself that I want to put some automations in place so that I kind of have these triggers, and then it's really going to be up to me to honor them. Something I'm always reminded of when we talk about boundaries is that it's up to us to honor our boundaries. I ain't been honoring my boundaries. I have not. Like, I really just been like, we'll try again tomorrow or not. It's whatever. And I got to do better. I have to do better. So that is kind of like the main thing that is in my brain, because by the time it's time for me to wake up in the morning, I'm waking up before my alarm, but I'm also not waking up necessarily feeling rested. I'm kind of just like, here we go, another day. Okay, come on, we can do this. And I think a part of that is because I'm not really going to sleep on time, and I'm not really powering down on time. And I'm not really, like, for instance, in theory, I want to be stretching at night and like spending some time just really relaxing my body and all that. I ain't been doing it, even though my body is like, girl, stretch your legs, girl, while we sitting here. So that's the main thing that I'm focusing on right now, is figuring out this nighttime routine so I can help myself by the time I get up in the morning. One thing I will say, though, that I am pleased with myself about is I have been in the mornings getting up, taking my supplements, and opening the window and the door to let light in, and like, okay, the day is starting. Even if I don't feel like I want to do it, I have been continuously doing that. The supplements that I have was a 30-day supply, and I think I have like a week left of those 30 days. But I'm running an experiment, if you will, for how those supplements have made me feel. And they definitely are helping. That's for certain. So committing to that 30-day routine, and like, we getting up and we taking these supplements, even if it's not on time. So like over the weekend, this the other thing that I have to work on, is stop treating my weekend like it's a vacation from my life. and just honor this is what I do every day. But a lot of times I'll be like, it's the weekend. I don't want to do any of this. And then I just don't do it. So, like, for instance, Sunday, I didn't take my supplements until maybe 1 p.m., but I took them. And that's a win. That counts. So, yeah, I'm just trying to get my body and brain on the same page at the same time so that I'm able to support myself with everything else that I have to do. Thankfully, once I'm awake, I'm awake. So I haven't like been feeling like, oh my God, I need to go back to sleep. That hasn't been a thing. But like getting that jump start in the morning is been a little rough. So I think I need to really think through how I'm setting myself up at night to have a successful morning. So that's kind of what my world has been consumed with.
Okay. So your ideal nightly routine minus the stretching, what else does the nightly routine consist of?
I don't know at this point. Stretching is really a big part of it. It really is because I'm noticing, well, I'm 45 now. So the older we get, the more these joints and these bones be like, girl, you ain't no spring chicken no more. But I
What
miss
the hell? Oh my God! No way!
Ain't no way you
So,
45.
yeah.
What? You ain't 45, girl. What? What the hell?
Yeah, that's
You look
crazy, huh?
good, girl.
I
What?
appreciate it. Also been here for a little while. And so I miss like my flexibility and how flexible y'all may or may not know this, that I was a dancer for a lot of my life, into my 30s. But I just kind of stopped doing things. And so I really, really need to get back into that habit. So more so than stretching, I want a stretching routine. Like this is, the sequence that I do in preparation for bed. I'm also, I don't know if you remember or if y'all saw in the last episode of The Frolicking Truth, I was sharing that I had done an energy healing with Milana Snow. And in that energy healing, as I was talking to my grandmothers, so my grandmother, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, in this visualization exercise, they brought up two herbs, chamomile and lavender. And so I've been doing some research on those two herbs and how they are used and how I can use them in my practice. So I feel like something I need to add is like lavender tea or chamomile tea at night to signal my body, okay, it's time to start shutting down, sis. We going to the good night. And so that's something too that I've been thinking about what that looks like to make that a seamless process so it doesn't feel like something else I have to do. Because like once the kitchen is clean, I don't know, did you grow up in a house where they closed the kitchen?
Very much so. The
Yeah.
kitchen is
So
closed. There we don't leave
yeah,
no dishes behind. So once it's clean,
right.
you see you in the morning.
That's it. Yeah. So I do that to myself, right? So I'm like, I done cleaned up, I done ate, because usually I eat around 7. And by 9, the kitchen is closed. But I haven't been going to sleep until 11, right? So that means that tea would need to take place around that time. But then I got to clean the teapot and I got to so it becomes a thing for me. And in thinking about cleaning, I'm just like, never mind, I'll just do it later. But I need to figure out kind of the intricacies of what that looks like, because I do think having a nighttime tea practice will really kind of get me into the mode and into the zone. Outside of that, I would love to read. I do not know that I am near to infusing that into my nighttime routine. I definitely do have a book and audiobooks that I could be using to read. I just don't be thinking about it. I think after a long day, I just be like, I don't want to think. I just want to be. So maybe that looks like a particular like playlist or something. I don't know. I'm still working it out. It's very much a work in progress. Like I haven't the slightest, honestly.
That's fair. So I can't wait to check back in to be like, so what is your nightly routine? How is it working for you? And kind of the different things that you do. Something that you did mention that I'm like, oh, I should try that now that you said something is I do have a tea regimen in the morning, where I do
Mhm.
make my tea in the morning, but I don't actually do that at night. So now
Mhm.
I'm wondering what would that look like with me doing that at night. Another thing
Mhm.
you also said that was like, "Yep, we swinging right full into the things, not honoring boundaries." And I haven't been honoring boundaries either, and having to hold myself accountable for the things that I said I was going to do that I haven't been doing. Last night, I slept with my device in this room. And that's like a
Mhm.
big no-no and has been a big no-no for me because I don't need my phone to be the first thing that I pick up in the morning. I don't need to do that. But I've been looking at court dockets and the different things that's going
Mm.
on that I can't wait to update you on that had me so consumed. And then from here on out, then I can be more intentional with these numbers because I literally had to have a moment of being like, Bianca, you've spent so much time going back and forth about this situation. And yeah, you passionate about it, but is this helping you with your quarter one goals when the quarter is getting ready to end? The
Mhm.
answer was no. So I had to hold myself accountable to that. And I'm also wondering for the people that's listening, are there certain things that will get you off track, off course, a rabbit hole that you don't necessarily need to go down, but because of your curiosity, you going to go down that rabbit hole and that's just going to be that? I've had several of those that has pulled me into some spaces that I don't necessarily need to be in. I don't need to be in, but I put myself in there because the curiosity got the best of me.
Mhm.
Well, was there anything
Agreed.
that you wanted to add to your transparency moment?
No, that's all that I have. Imma pick the rest of it up when we get to talk about these numbers because I resonate with what you just said. So yeah, that's all for now. Imma pause it right there for a second.
Okay. All right. So I did share with you that I was going to share the new member of the family. So I want you to meet Uno. Uno is
Okay.
the new bear baby in the family. So just wanted you to meet
And is it
Uno.
just a head or does Uno have a
It's just a
body as
head,
well? Can let me see
just a
again?
head.
Cute. Okay. Why Uno?
So me and Kalanda, we be playing Uno like it ain't nobody's business. Like that is a game in this house that is very you just have to be there to see it. It's wild. And now that we got Uno No Mercy, it takes it to a whole nother playing field. I don't know if you've ever played
Oh
No
my
Mercy
god.
Edition, but the No Mercy
Yeah.
Edition.
It's a lot. It's a lot that's going on. Is that the one too where you switching hands and turning the cards over and like all kind of
So
stuff?
the turning the cards is flip, and we got that too.
That's a different Uno deck.
Flip is a different
Jesus.
one. But
Okay.
exchanging hands and stuff, that's in Flip and No Mercy. It's wild. It is wild to say the least. So that's how Uno got named. But you know,
Okay.
we've always had the traveling bears. So the blue one is Coco Bear, and then the purple one is Petty Paws. And so now we got Uno. So now we got the three bear babies. And it makes me very, very happy. I saw it at the mall and I literally made a beeline. I was like, oh, and I made a beeline and I was like, I got to get it. I don't even know how much it costs, but it's mine. Like I'm grabbing it. It's coming home with me. And here we are. So meet Uno, the new member
Love
of the
it.
bear family. Okay.
That's cute.
I have been on my phone so much because of the stuff that's been going on. So, back in October on Heal That Shit, we talked about a court case that was very, very important for me to follow because I wanted the individual to be held accountable. To color this in and to add context and say names of who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Elvis Piggott. Okay. He is a so-called pastor in Tampa, and I'm going to just leave that where it is and not go fully in depth with what this man is and the character that he shows and the people that still choose to associate with him after all the things. Moving forward, he had a court case on the 2nd of March. So this was notated on the calendar. And I was ready because we want to know even the victims. Some of the victims reach out to me. We have conversations. And when the situation happened, some of the victims had contacted me because court date was here. There was a no-show. The judge was at the bench. The state attorney was there. The victims was there. But a no-show from Elvis, from
or
the
his
attorneys.
representation.
No attorney was not present. The defendant was not present. It was literally the victims in the state. The judge issued a warrant out because he did not attend court. And then later, the warrant was
And
rescinded.
out on bail. This is a gun charge. Correct?
So the judge issued no bond and rescinded it because there was a call that was made that the attorney had legislative session, as if they didn't have legislative session when they had court on last month that they appeared via Zoom or
But
so.
wait. I got questions. So an option was presented as well to appear virtually?
I see that I don't know. I know
that option, if it was given in the past, it was taken. But nonetheless, this date has been on the calendar for a long time.
That is correct. And the last court date, they appeared via Zoom, according to the court docket. So why there wasn't no appearance or any communication between, I don't know what balls were dropped, but clearly several balls were dropped because the judge was not happy at the fact that he's at this bench for this case and the parties that are supposed to be there are not there.
Because if anybody need to be there, the defendant need to be there. Wow. Okay.
So one of the victims posted on Facebook, as they've been posting updates about this case. And so I saw the post and I commented. I was like, woo child, with the receipt emoji. Elvis goes on said post and is going in with the original poster. Again, victim of the situation.
Wait. I'm sorry. I am the listening audience right now, making sure that we are clear. Because also, as y'all can tell, this is my first time getting this information. Wait a minute. The victim posted on Facebook after the missed court date?
Yes.
And Elvis went into the comments and was talking to the victim after the missed court date, which I'm sure a part of condition is you're not supposed to communicate with the victim.
I don't necessarily know about what the conditions were, but he is under the post that the original poster made, who is a victim in the situation and has been posting updates about this particular case because it's important that Elvis is held accountable for what happened.
Okay. Continue. Go ahead.
So Elvis is going back and forth with the individual on Facebook. And so I'm like, oh boy. So I'm just sitting there, just reading the things, just watching, like popcorn and all, like just this is a mess. Okay. And then it's a mess on all fronts because again, I'm like, it's so interesting how people want to invoke that they are in legislative session as a means to justify missing a court date when this has been on this docket for a while now. And then when I go to floridahouse.gov, you actually didn't have no meetings. So actually, where were you? Because there was actually no meetings for you on Monday. So Now that's pursuant to floridahouse.gov. Okay. So, hey, so what happened? Because you could at least did Zoom like you did last month about the same matter. All right. So I'm frustrated in a sense because I'm like, we are using your constitutional duties that you knew were constitutional duties to delay a process and delaying victims getting their justice. And yet you out here talking about something you for the people. And it's just so hard for me to even fathom that when you are delaying justice for victims in this situation, when you've been present this whole time and knew about your constitutional duties before you took the case. And why did you even take the case? That don't even make any sense, but that's not for me to make sense of it anyway. Okay. So then it just brought back of all the feelings that I had about it. Just like, wow. So you really sat up there and is defending this man for the things he's doing and for what? And then I was like, Bianca, you have to let go. You have to release. You can't hold on to that. You can't expect somebody to just magically change and to be anew when they weren't honest about a lot of things that they should have been honest about. Like, you can't just think someone is just going to do right and be right because you're no longer in the equation. In fact, it probably gives them more room to do more things because now they don't have the oversight that they once had when there was someone that they had to be accountable to. So you just have to let them be them and to let go and release. And I was like, okay. So of course I posted it. Now, you know I did. So I posted it.
So of course I posted, y'all. Y'all know I did. You know I did. And for context, y'all, I'm not really on Facebook anymore. So I took Facebook off of my phone. I took Messenger off of my phone. And so the only way I can access Facebook is like through the internet, but I've been training myself to not go over there. So I don't even know what's happening in the Facebook world at all, even though a lot of these people are blocked in my world, but I'm not seeing things. But you went on there and posted. What did you post, girl?
Girl, so you know I'm pulling up the receipts because I want to tell you verbatim exactly what I said.
I can't believe they don't miss this court date. Now this is blowing me. Wow.
Yes, indeed. So I said, and I quote, I said in October, keep watching. Court was today. When people are confident in their position, they show up. Neither of them did. Draw your own conclusions. With one of the posts that I post often, be careful with what's done in the dark because it comes to light sooner or later. Hope that what you playing around with is worth losing what you have. So as a result, several people in my inbox, of course, trying to figure out who and what I was talking about because I did name names and I didn't necessarily say. Some people drew their own conclusions and knew exactly who I was talking about and slid in my inbox and being like, dang, I can't believe they didn't show up to court. And I was like, yeah, me either. I just think that this was just a lack of due diligence and not having things scheduled and all that. Because again, getting messages of different people who were represented that balls were dropped. And I used to work in the law firm. So again, this is personal experience of how I know how things work. So, okay. But then also the way that Elvis is so emboldened by it too, Kimberly. Like, a lot of this I'm cutting out and I'm just telling you because this is our scheduled time, but just the way that he is just so arrogant in the way that he just moves, it just burns something in me. Dude, you stole over $750,000 of COVID relief funding and you around here acting like you can't get touched. This podcast is sponsored by Make Snitching Great Again. MSGA, baby. Enough is enough. And it is time for accountability, transparency, and integrity. It's time to snitch. Save 11% by using coupon code HEALTHATSHIT. Visit us online by visiting projectmsga.com. I do know was when I was very active in the scene and I was talking about when he was running for office and when he was fudging the numbers on those campaign reports. I remember vividly how upset he was, saying that I was damaging his character that he spent so many years building in Tampa, Florida. And because I'm not from Tampa, I just need to understand how Tampa works and I need to shut my mouth. I remember all of that and all of, so I don't know. And there were people in the comments when things were said about Elvis and not appearing to court and all that, because different people shared it, right? There were people that was like, well, he was defending his son and he was, and it's just like, y'all just go on the internet and just take these narratives and y'all just believe it and y'all just post it, because the same individual that said he cared so much about his son was on a live video that was deleted that I still got, that the people got too. Okay, because I made sure I captured it. This is the same individual that left his son in the car to go antagonize the people while the police was actively investigating what happened. So as people joined in and, say they things and they think pieces and then want to, be silent when people do certain stuff. When I tell you, Kimberlyn, the back up game has been strong, baby. No, fuck no. Cause you know what? There was a lot of things that I've sat quiet about and didn't say nothing. And I'll be damned to continue to live my life this way, trying to figure out what I should or should not say to offend people that may or may not even like me. They just like my gifts. They don't actually like me as a person. They like what I'm capable of doing. So I say all this to say you need to be very intentional with how you share your gifts. You also need to be very intentional with who gains access to you. And if there are people that are still close to people who have caused you harm, tread lightly, be very cautious. And not saying that you got to cut everybody off because, somebody done harmed you. Use your discernment. And my discernment has been just to back up, say the things that I need to say, log off, and that be that. And some things don't need to be said. Just keep paying attention, keep watching. Because at the end of the day, they still going to be living there. I'm in a different continent.
Yeah. Literally. A whole different continent. Yeah.
So friend, the block's been hot, and so we still waiting on a new court date that's supposed to be given as it relates to this felony matter. As it relates to him having possession of a firearm, the next update for that is on the 24th of March this month, which has been on the calendar since December. So I really don't want to hear nothing about no legislative session when this has been on the calendar since December as it relates to the civil matter. My screen time as a result have been so high.
Yeah.
I had reinstalled Facebook and Instagram back on my phone. And while I wasn't very active on TikTok like that, I would usually post and get off, or if somebody sent me something, I'll look at it. But I didn't necessarily spend a lot of space there. It was mainly Facebook and then secondary Instagram. But the fact that I slept with my phone in the room and then was knowing that I was going to record this podcast, I was like, yeah, like holding myself accountable to the boundaries that I set, because it is a lot. So I'm going to pull up my phone and tell you what the numbers are, Jesus.
And then talk some numbers, huh?
Yeah.
I was about to say something before we look at numbers. What was it? Oh, I was gonna say, so this morning I had did my live with the Patreon, and
Mhm.
it's so funny that you're talking about this, because that's what I was talking about, was like people having access and cutting off access, and that there are a lot of people who are spectators and audience, like members, but not actual like productive contributors to community. and filtering out the people who are taking up space in our lives that are only taking up space. Like they're not contributing anything positive. They're leeches, like big leech energy. And I was sharing that somebody had told me, they were asking me how I was doing. And I was like, why are you asking me this? Because every time that they would ask me how I'm doing, they wouldn't do anything with the information when I would ask. Like they wouldn't ask more questions, follow up, share how they're doing. Like it would just be like me, like filling out a questionnaire or some shit. Like it was really wild. And one of them was like, well, I like to know how you're doing. And I'm like, why? With what purpose? For what reason? Because if you're not then taking that information to support or taking that information to share or connect, you literally just a leech. Like you literally just a leech. So then they had told me, well, I like your energy. Your energy makes me feel good. That's what they said. Let me take my energy back. Let me take my energy right on back. And let me go ahead on and decline your access, because that a lot of people do that. Like people will attach themselves to you in order to make themselves feel better, in order to benefit from what you are giving, what you are saying, what you are doing. And they have zero intention of positively impacting your life. So it's interesting that you say that. And because I was saying this morning, I was like, I'll cut somebody off in a second. Like I be deleting people like it ain't nothing. And sometimes I be feeling bad about it. Like I be like, damn, Kim, you can't cut everybody off. Like you gotta like have people, but also I can cut these people off, because these people are simply just taking up space and energy that I could be giving to people that actually matter and people that are actually a part of my community, as opposed to folks who are just here for the ride and just to be nosy or just to see or whatever. And so, there are some parallels that are there. And I'll definitely say what resonated most deeply with what you said is, and you know where I stand on this, but I'm going to say this publicly, is people remaining connected to people that have caused me harm. If somebody has caused me significant harm, and you are supposed to be a part of my community as someone who cares and loves about me, I don't see how you can maintain a relationship with somebody who has caused me significant harm. I don't care what reason that you give for why it's okay for you. That's fine. Go be with them then, because you're not a safe person for me, because you are willing to overlook how they harmed me for whatever benefit that you're getting from this other person. I don't do that shit. I don't fuck with people that do that. That is not a way that I have ever existed, and I'm not gonna ever exist. And it's not a thing like I can't make my own decisions or whatever. I see how you move. I see how you move. And if you are moving with somebody who has actively aligned themselves against me, you're not moving in my favor or with me in mind. Why are you still trying to be connected to me? Let me help you. Let me help you and let me free you. Go on now. Go on over there. So, people have motivations, and people have dollar signs that they are willing to abandon folks. People have their own stuff that they're doing, but it is absolutely okay to say, you know what, this relationship that we used to have has come to an end, because I see that you are aligned with people that don't have integrity. I see that you have a dollar sign that makes you willing to throw me to the wayside so that you can be. Go do that. Go do that. And unfortunately, that's something that's real prevalent in Tampa, in the Black Tampa community. That's something that's very prevalent. And I ain't never got down with it, ever. Okay. So I just wanted to say that. Okay.
I glitch because the petty is like it's here. Like but then also I'm like here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a balancing act, boy. But it's so funny to me how people will make these bold declarations of things on the internet, and they don't be true. It can be refuted with public records.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems as though everybody nowadays got a microphone and a podcast
Mm-hmm.
coming soon. So let's go ahead and run the ad here. So if you're interested in learning how to have your own podcast, there's a team that's ready for you. Okay? From acknowledging your voice all the way to the technical side of things of how you can do that. Cause what the hell, Kimberly? Like I said, my data. Okay.
So let's get into these numbers, girl. I know both of us, and I don't remember what mine were the first time in
Mhm.
full transparency. I know they higher though. I know that. I know they higher. I know they are. Ah.
So, the previous calculation that I provided, it was roughly around 18 hours, a little over 18 hours. And in that, I realized that I need to account for all devices, not just my phone, but my computer too. When I say
Mm-hmm.
all screen time, I want to be intentional with how long I'm even sitting behind the computer. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my calculation moving forward to all devices that can be tracked. I want to track all of them. I say all
Mm-hmm.
this to say, for those who have Apple devices, more than one, there's a section at the very, very top here that says devices, and it does a drop down, as you can see here, and it will allow you to pick which device you want. So there are several devices that I have connected. I'm clicking all devices because that's what I want to track. So my current daily average, looking at the week, is 16 hours and 40 minutes. This is how this week was broken down. Chrome was the most used for 15 hours and 43 minutes. Next was Facebook for 11 hours and 40 minutes. Literally less than 4 hours than Google Chrome. And Chrome is the most productive part
Right.
of it. And that doesn't even include me on Chrome and then on Facebook.com. Okay. I'm not even going to get too much in the weeds of that
Mm-hmm.
one. Instagram, 4 hours and 5 minutes. And then the last one was WhatsApp, which is my primary communication tool, is 3 hours and 43 minutes. I picked up my phone on average 126 times, and the total pickups for the week have been 502. The app that I would click on first, usually, would be Facebook with 145, and then second would be WhatsApp for 40 in comparison. That's a big gap. My notifications, my daily average is 175 notifications. I did take the ring off. The last time that we did this, Ring had a lot of notifications, and that was due to one of my clients where I had set up equipment for them. I've taken that off, so my numbers are more reasonable, I feel. So it's WhatsApp with 142, Messages at 56, and then Life 360 at 49. So those were the top
Mm-hmm.
ones there for the week. So my goal is to reduce my daily average at least by 10%, at
Mm-hmm.
least. And that would include my phone and my computers.
Okay. Um, so I'm going back and I'm looking at where I was before. I think it started this week. Girl, Instagram got me in the chokehold. That is like, that is where things are. Okay. So, is this today? I think this is today. Hold on. I need to go back to the week. Okay. So if I go back to a month from now, I was looking at, it looks like about 9 to 10 hours of screen time a day. Now, what happened is my birthday came on up in through there. And so fast forwarding to that next week, that then increased to 12 hours. And then the next week, that increased to 13 hours. And then this week, Sunday, all on its own, I had 13 hours. Tuesday, yesterday, I had 15 hours. Instagram is the most frequented app for me. Instagram is ranging anywhere between 4 hours a day to 6 hours a day. Yeah, it's between 4 and 6 hours a day each day on Instagram. After Instagram is WhatsApp, which is also my primary communication tool. And WhatsApp is about 4 hours each day. I'm not necessarily bothered by WhatsApp per se. But that Instagram, got to get that together. Okay. The most notifications that I have, it says WhatsApp, Duolingo, and my calendar. So I'm actually okay with that as well. Um, we're looking at between 20 to 30 unlocks. And for context, I have an Android, y'all. 20 to 30 unlocking my phone each day. So it doesn't record pickups, but it does record the unlocks. And hold on, I just had something else. So in comparison, my productivity apps are about 2 hours a day. So that would be Chrome, that would be like my notes app, things of that nature. So that's about 2 hours a day. Socials is between 4 and 6. Okay. So what I really want to do is I want to set a timer for myself for Instagram to time out. And this goes along with when I was saying what was I saying, Jesus? With my night routine. This goes along with what I was saying with my night routine. What I need is to schedule time to actually go on to social. Like it just needs to be during this time. We're going on social. You better get everything that you could get, take it in, get it in, share what you need to share, say what you need to say, get what you need to get. And now we're done with that because originally I had said to myself, I just need to take Instagram off my phone. But the issue with that is Instagram is one of the places where I do get news about what is happening. And I don't want that information to come through my YouTube algorithm at all. Like, I don't want to open YouTube and have to deal with the news. So, Instagram is kind of the only place that I'm really getting updates about what's actually happening in the world. And I need to have a place to get information about what's actually happening in the world. So it seems a lot less feasible for me to take it off. Like I need to have that, but I also need to not be on there all that time. So what my goal is going to be is to give myself 2 hours each day to use Instagram. And again, whether that is me posting or whether that is me, for instance, on From Auntie with Love, when we're looking for different topics, I have like a collection on Instagram of podcast topics. So then I had to go in there like, oh, let me see what the different topics are that I have, right? Like I want to use it for that reason. I feel like I've gotten more into scrolling lately. And that's not really what I want to be doing. I really don't want to be scrolling. Like if I'm looking for something, I want to go look for what I'm looking for, find what I need, even if that is to be up to date on what's happening. And then that's it. I don't want to just be aimlessly scrolling. Like that's not working for me. So what I'm going to do is to set that timer for Instagram, and I'm giving myself 2 hours per day. Now, where that 2 hours comes in, I'm not sure. That might look like an hour at the beginning of the day, an hour at the end of the day, so that I don't feel like I'm missing, anything in between. But it's got to get cut off at 2 hours. Like I cannot be on Instagram for 5 and 6 hours a day. Cut it out. What am I doing? Like, what is happening over here? You know? I will say with TikTok, I have actually been on TikTok more, but not because I'm just scrolling on TikTok. Shekinah and I started doing co-working sessions on Thursdays. And so that's a part of my time on TikTok is when I'm there for that 2 hour co-working session. And that is a productive reason I feel to be on TikTok. So I don't really feel like I have a TikTok addiction. It's really Instagram for me. It's really Instagram. And I'm proud of myself though that I broke Facebook because that had me in a chokehold for a long time. But I think it helps that I really don't even see people that I follow anymore on Facebook. So that kind of helped with that. And then it's just like, why am I over here? You know, but that Instagram got me in a chokehold. So 2 hours is my goal on Instagram each day, setting an app timeout feature that after those 2 minutes, we're done. We're done here. I said 2 minutes, 2 hours. After those 2 hours,
2 hours.
we're
Yeah, I
finished.
know what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you had mentioned with charging your phone in a different place, a different room. I have not done that. And it is something I've considered a few times. I don't really know what that looks like. So I definitely think it will help with my nighttime routine. If by the time I go upstairs, it's like if the phone, stays down here at 11 p.m., then the phone is down here. Now I'm upstairs and I'm not on the phone. Like I really feel like I need to implement that because the phone definitely be the first thing that I'm reaching for a lot of times. And I be saying to myself, why am I reaching for the phone right now? Put the phone down. Like put it down. Why is the phone in my hand right now? It's a real life addiction. So I need to explore that too. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm not making no promises, but that's something I really do need to look into because just having it near makes it, you can pick it up because it's here. So it might be charging over there. It's not technically in the bed, but it's right over there, as opposed to it's downstairs. I'm not about to go downstairs to just unlock the phone. If I got to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I'm not going downstairs to see what the phone is talking about. But if it's right there, I might be like, what time is it? That's the other thing I had noticed. My Fitbit, I sleep with my Fitbit. It got a watch on it. I don't need to look at my phone to see what time it is. The time is on my watch. So like, this is gonna be a lot. We breaking addictions, y'all. This is gonna be a lot, but that's a couple things. Is I need to explore what it looks like to charge the phone downstairs and to set the timeout for Instagram for 2 hours a day. That's it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Like with the phone charging situation for me, it was more of a I don't need to have close access to it. And because of the way that the room is configured, it's not like I can charge it on the opposite side of the room and it just be there. So it made more sense for me to have it in a different room altogether because that's cool because it would also break the habit. So what ends up happening is I go and I grab my phone to use the bathroom. And now I'm sitting with my phone in the bathroom and I'm using the bathroom while on my phone. I've stopped using the bathroom and I'm still sitting on my phone.
On the
And at
phone.
some point, like my foot was asleep and I had to do like the tap dancing situation to wake my
Yeah.
feet up before I got my ass up and wash my hands and do the things and get out the bathroom. Like it was just things like that. I was just like, bro, not a 5-minute restroom break done turned into a whole power hour lunch break type
Yeah.
situation. And now my foot's asleep. What we talking about? What we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I know y'all can relate as y'all are listening, and we want, I'm glad that not glad that we um are addicted, but glad that we are both, kind of able to be like, girl, this is hard. To break this addiction, because it is, and when we think about our mental well being and what are the things that we're feeding into our spirits, all of this is making like energetic deposits. Like all of this is coming into our spirits. So this is a worthwhile conversation for us all to have. And hopefully you're able to give yourself some grace and wherever you are in your process. This is not a straight line. Breaking addiction is not a straight line. And being intentional even about calling it an addiction, like it is. We are all addicted to our devices. We are. And being able to name that and then doing something about it is a part of the process. And also that it's not going to be immediate. Everybody don't have that cold turkey spirit where it's just like, all right, that's it. My screen time is now down to 2 hours a day. We don't all have that. So giving yourself the opportunity to like have the process and like, okay, that worked, that did not work. This went well, that did not go well. And then also what is like actually feasible, right? Because our phones are mini computers and handheld computers. So just because I'm on the phone doesn't mean that I'm doing something that is unproductive. So what is the stuff that I am doing that I need to keep and it's okay to keep versus the stuff that's taking up time, energy, attention, getting me off track, making me violate my boundaries. And that's an individual conversation. I believe we've said that from the beginning, that this is an individual journey. We just really want to model and invite you all to take the time to have the conversation, take the time to look at your numbers, take the time to assess how you feel about those numbers, and then make the changes that you need to make. But hopefully y'all are not receiving this with a judgmental type eye, and that you're also giving yourself grace in this process, because it is a lot. It is a lot. And because of the way that the world operates, it is very hard to even think about going back to like an analog world. There was once a time where we were not so tied to our phones. And also, now is not really that time. Like now, we are tied a lot of times to our phones, and so much information is in our phone. So many resources are in our phone. Even when I'm saying reading, I don't necessarily want to sit down and read a physical book. I would be listening to an audiobook, which is where? On my phone. So it's like, you know what I mean? So how can we take the practices and then shift them into more productive practices as opposed to just like judging ourselves and beating ourselves up about everything? And what's actually realistic, right? Because you're talking about like um your cumulative screen time across your screens. I'm only talking about my phone. So I haven't because I have a Mac, because I have Mac computers and an Android phone, I can't just look at that on my phone. But that's the next step, is how much time am I actually sitting at screens, period. What does that look like? How can I tighten all of that up? All of this is just places for us to continue doing these audits so that we're able to show up in a way that's going to make us proud and make us have honoring our mental health and kind of just like honoring the practices that we're doing. So I just wanted to re-uplift that just in case you kind of like, dang, woo, I got a lot. You might. And also, it's okay, So, where are you in your process of figuring the things out? Because this is a process.
Yeah, and again, no judgment to it. There is a movement that has started on TikTok that I am very intrigued with, and it is called the analog movement. It is very much people wanting to go back to some of the retro technologies so that if they want to listen to music, they are using a device that's actually not tied to their phone. So going back to retro type of equipment that allow the listening of music instead of using their device, or picking up actual books and like going to the library and like taking some
Mhm.
time reading books. Or if they go out on dates, they have no phone zone, so they leave the phones in the car when they go out on the
Mhm.
date, and they'll get to it when they get done eating and just enjoying the moment and just having the pockets. Everyone has their own way of how to address it and how they
Yeah.
want to look at it and analyze it, whether you decide to do it or not. But I just know when I woke up this morning, knowing that I was going to have to record this podcast and the phone was in the room, in the bed, right next to me, I knew that I had to hold myself accountable because I was not honoring my boundaries as what I
Mhm.
said that I was going to do regarding these devices. And I am trying to reduce screen time as best as possible. It's not good for anyone's mental health. Studies show that, and that is something that is a documented fact. So for my mental health, reducing the screen time as best as possible, as again, a digital strategist, someone who works very well with computers for long hours, I am still actively trying to cut down my screen time because it's important to me. And it's a journey for sure. It's a journey for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing to just remember that it's a journey, and you're in your place, on your journey, wherever that might look like and sound like. So just honor that journey. I did want to uplift that we do have a weekly check-in digital balance tracker that you all can find over on the website. So if you go to wehealthatshit.com and scroll down, you'll see where it says digital balance tracker. It is a free download. All you have to do is add your name and email address, and then you'll be able to get that tracker. So that's a tool that you may find useful as you are figuring out what this looks like for you and how you want to address your particular screen time and devices and all that kind of stuff. And you're it's gonna change over time. I definitely can get with the analog movement, and I don't always like want to be accessible. So I do feel like I'm kind of like figuring out ways to not be accessible. But that too is a process of alerting people like that you're not accessible, and then again honoring your own boundaries. So even like on Tuesdays, I'm not supposed to really be on my phone at all. That did not happen. I just told y'all Tuesday was one of the highest days that I had screen time, like, so putting the systems, this kind of goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning, putting the systems and routines in place so that I am able to do what I'm saying I need to do, and what I know that I need to do. So taking the time to like actually think through that, whether that means you're listing out each hour and, at this time, this is going to do this, or at this time, my phone goes on, do not disturb, or like, there are steps and processes that we're able to take as we are finding our way towards a more balanced life and a more balanced mental health. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. And I am going to set time limits too, because I don't necessarily want to get rid of the Facebook app or the Instagram app, because when I do certain postings, the quality looks much better coming from the phone. However, Meta Business Suite has changed a lot. in ways that I haven't even realized until I did a Black legal series for one of my clients, where I literally made a post each day to highlight a Black legal hero so that people can learn the different people in the past of in their contributions to the world. And even in that, just something to add. So what I found very interesting in that research is that you had some websites that will use the same picture to describe different people.
Mm,
And so then I was like, so this receipt is wrong because it's using the wrong picture to describe the person. Well, who audits these things and like making sure that like history is actually being protected and that the right picture and the right information for an individual is listed on the website. It definitely had me go into a whole tangent about people lie receipts don't, and even just a
mm,
class of like how you identify what's real and not real, particularly in the age of AI where people can
mhm,
hardly tell the difference of things nowadays. But I found that very, very interesting, actually. And I'm wondering how many other Black legends are misidentified or not properly identified on the internet because who was really
mm,
checking to do that in those archive times? I don't
mhm.
know, but there's clearly some errors there from my experience. And yeah, it was interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew, it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on and a lot to think through and think about. So keep your flexibility with yourselves and allowing yourselves to figure out what this looks like and sounds like. I do want to give a quick foreshadowing to our next episode because there's a lot of conversation that has been happening over the past couple weeks about Greek letter organizations, Black Greek letter organizations in particular, and denouncing and like all of that kind of stuff. And so both of us are in Black Greek letter organizations, and we are going to talk a little bit about that. Uwu to my sorors. And so, if that is a conversation that you are interested in hearing, you may want to make sure that you are sat for that. I'm also kind of glad that I don't like really dealing with things when they're in the height of what's happening. So, I am hoping by in 2 weeks that things will have died down a little bit
Girl,
and we
no.
can have no. She
No,
said,
people
girl,
are
no.
still finding God, and they are saying that people are committing crimes against God for an oath that they took.
Not
No,
crimes against God.
crimes against God.
Oh my gosh, guys. This is too much. So we're gonna talk about it, y'all. We're gonna get into it. Okay. So just be
Ooh,
ready for that. I don't know where our opinions might fall in the unpopular opinions of things and those of
ooh.
who are tied to the church and which Jesus you tied to and like all of that child. But we gonna unpack it. Okay. So just that
And
quick little
I'm
foreshadowing.
lesbian in a Greek letter organization, so you already know
You got
that
another
black sheep
layer.
for me.
And you a preacher's kid. You just out here in
Ah,
the wilderness, ain't you? Look at you, just in the
just
wilderness.
committing crimes against God. I said, well,
Girl.
but not that y'all reading the people documents. Okay, okay. We'll talk about it next show. It's been a lot.
Ah, oh my God. So yeah, so I have to go. There's one video in particular that Bianca sent to me of a young lady that was apparently a part of my organization that I have to go watch. I am doing it begrudgingly. I'm doing this so that I have context to be able to share with y'all. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that just in case y'all were like, I wonder what they think about that or what have you. That will be coming up on our next episode. Okay. Okay. Tell the people where they can find you, ma'am.
Yes, indeed. You can find me in the bear cave, minding my own business, doing the things, and on my website online at www.biancagoolsby.com. That is BiancaGoolsby.com. There you could see all the different things that I'm doing, my different ventures, and where you can connect with me on social spaces and even my Patreon. So yeah, BiancaGoolsby.com. And where can the people find you at, girl?
Yeah, I'm going to invite you all to actually join me over in the Patreon. That's probably going to be the bestest place for you to be able to find me as I'm talking about how I'm actively getting out of these communities. So if you go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business, there you will be able to connect with me, or you can go to kimberlinjackson.com to learn more about me and what I do, including Discover Your Destiny, where you are able to go on a journey to understand God and even become a certified intuitive melanated life coach. Okay. So, what if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw. It's the fingerprints of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So that is it. All right. So we'll be back here. If y'all have not already liked the video, go ahead and like the video, please. And if you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe to the page. Like, what are you doing? Like the video, subscribe to the page, leave us a comment, even if that comment is just the emoji with the heart wrapped around it. But leave us some comments and share with us your numbers, your screen time, so we can help each other in this journey. All right. And again, if you go over to our website, wehealthatshit.com, you will be able to connect to the community, get some digital downloads, get some book lists, like the things are there. So please do come and hang out with us. Okay. And is there anything else before we roll out?
We at war, y'all. So love on each other, be intentional,
Actually.
and yeah, and just please honor the 3 keys out here. That's all that I could ever ask for, is for us to be accountable, for us to be transparent, and to operate with integrity, because there's a lot going on outside.
Facts. All right, y'all. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. Appreciate you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Heal that shit.